Yes, I've made some progress. Had a few more changes, so I'll update you on that and where we're going. I worked a little bit more on the latch release mechanism, I guess you could call it. Basically, I needed to come up with a way to pop the tabletop up from its recess. Because I want it to fit rather tight, but not too tight, and I didn't really feel like using a butter knife to pry it up. So I came up with a mechanism sort of idea using a rod and some springs, and we'll get into that and show you what I'm trying to do and see how it's going to work, and then how to make it look nicer. I also got the battle map in today. After getting the wrong size the first time, they sent me the wrong one, but got that resolved. And I have the piece of acrylic cut, so I'll be showing that to you as well as I, again, dry fit everything. So let's see where we go. Here is the push rod for my lifting mechanism. As you can see, it's been marked. The nail actually does serve a function. There's another hole for that nail. Notice this. Notice this. It's a spring attached to the board. Now all of this is going to be behind this, which of course is the interior apron board. So, what we have done, I don't want to say drilled out a hole, but I have knackered out a hole here on the edge of the bottom plywood, and then drilled a hole through this top part, as you can see. And it slides in there perfectly. Now, what we're going to do is take this nail, run it through the end of my spring there, insert it into this top hole, slide it in, and we're going to kind of work it around just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so it was hard for you to see pretty much everything there, but here is the basic idea. Okay, so as you can see, spring is under tension. This bottom nail rests on this block. This top nail serves two functions. The first function, when you push it up from underneath, it will create a stop. Again, if we were to place this here as a pretend, bada boom. Okay, so I'll show you the bottom side here in just a second, but basically all of this is going to be hidden behind the apron board here, so you won't see it. If I have done it right, it should stay pretty well together and not fall apart, requiring me to open it back up and fiddle with it. I guess if it does, I can always come in here from the bottom because there's enough of a gap that I can rework it. But again, hopefully I don't have to worry about that. There you can see it. Reach under, push up, pops back down. Here's another view of it. You can see. Now, you'll notice that down around here, it is a little, how should we say, rough. It'll be hidden. From the underside, what I think I will do, I can attach something like this around the bottom. A small washer, paint it, make it look a little nicer. Never even see that it's there. Not a big deal, in my opinion, for the convenience of just having this little push button to pop the tabletop up. I've got the acrylic in place. It still has the protective stuff on it, and you can see the little corner pieces all around it, and the apron is in there temporarily dry fitting. Everything appears to be fitting about right. Had just a little bit of gap, so the plexi can still be removed if need be to change out for the mat. I have the mat over there. I need to trace out the actual shape of the plexi to cut out the mat amount that I need, and then I can get that put on there. I don't plan on adhering it or anything. The plexi will be heavy enough to hold it in place, so if I ever do want to change it out or put a different map underneath it, I always have that option. So one thing I may change going forward, you notice that I have the corner blocks as the same height as the apron. I've been thinking aesthetically I may trim these down to approximately the same step that I have here and here, so it just kind of continues that downward. Not a major thing. It would take them from being maybe 3.5 inches tall to, well, 3 inches tall. So there you go. Not a major change. So let's put the top on and see what happens. Okay, so we have our rough top here. I call it rough just because I haven't finished the edges or done the final sanding yet. So it still doesn't quite want to slide in as smoothly as I want it to. But, as you can see, once it's in there, it's pretty good. Get that sanded, stained, it should look very nice. But, let's test. Voila. And it works. It is a little tough right now, I won't lie, but I think once I get the edges sanded, give it a little more wiggle room, this shouldn't be a problem at all. See? Comes up. Beautiful. Top comes off. Game can begin. This is the battle map that I went with. It's the Chessex Mega Mat. Measures in at like 46 inches by 32 or something like that. So I do have to cut it down a little bit. And to do that, I'll just lay the plexi or acrylic piece I have on it into one of the corners, draw it out, and then cut. It shouldn't be a big deal. I do feel kind of bad cutting down this large, beautiful mat, but really, I don't have any other use for it, and that's why I bought it. This way, I have the ability to do hexes on one side, and squares on the other. And I didn't have to draw them out, so I think that's a win. Alright, so here we are. Next stage of the table development. I've gone ahead and lightly sanded the old finish on it, just so that the new stuff has something to grip to. As I've been developing the project, one of the things I was having problems with was this lip that the original tabletop sat on. The problem was, at some point, the tabletop that was here was actually glued to this. And it was removed, but whoever removed it didn't do a very good job, and so the veneer of that top stayed stuck rather unevenly to this wood. Well, what that meant was I had a very uneven surface here, and when I put my new top on it, it wasn't sitting quite right, and it just wasn't going to look very good. So after spending a lot of time with the chisel and sander and any other tool I could get my hand on, finally was able to get most of the veneer removed, get it smoothed out, a few gouges here and there. It was bound to happen. So I was happy with it. Put the tabletop in, but what I found was once I got that out and got everything to a level playing field, my tabletop sat somewhere around 1/4 inch, a little too low. I didn't like the idea of the side here being taller than the tabletop itself. So I set about coming up with a way to fix it. Enter these. This is 1/4 inch veneer, Luan as it's called some places. But basically what I did was cut it. It is width-wise, I believe 15/16 wide and 48 inches long. It fits right in here, fits perfectly. When I put my tabletop on here, tabletop sits perfectly smooth with the outside edge. So I got what I wanted, plus this surface just looks a lot better than the original surface, which has screw holes in it and chips and everything else. So this will stain more nicely, it'll look good, etc., etc. I've got the side pieces already cut, still have to cut the end pieces, and I will kind of show you how I did that. Set up a little guide, 15/16 from the blade to my wood. Most table saws do have a fence, such as this, but the fence on this rather cheap table saw does not work that well. It tends to bend, and so you end up with not quite a straight cut. So I just clamped this guy on there, made sure it was even, ran the wood through, cut it, and we end up with this. Pretty straightforward. Now I begin to attach the newly cut veneer to the lip on the interior part of the table. I apply a little bit of wood glue to the underside of the veneer and then hit it with just a few brads to keep it in place. I just work my way around the table and everything fits and looks really good by the time it's all finished. This pretty much concludes part 3 of this project build video. Part 4 should be the final part to this whole assembly process, where I show you the final completed table and give you some insights into how it worked. So be sure and check out part 4 coming up very soon. I hope you've enjoyed the series thus far and continue to watch, like, and of course subscribe if you could. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.